In the heart of India, nestled between vast fields of mustard that blazed yellow under the sun, lay a small forgotten village. In this village, down a dusty lane where chickens pecked at the dry earth, stood a tiny hut. It was made of hardened mud and straw, and its single room was home to a young boy named Arjun and his mother, Lakshmi. Their world was small, defined by the four walls of their hut and the constant gnawing presence of poverty. Lakshmi was a woman whose spirit was stronger than her frail body. Her hands, rough from washing clothes in the village pond and stained from sorting vegetables, were a testament to her endless labor. From the first light of dawn to the deep blanket of night, she worked. Yet the few coins she earned seemed to melt away like morning mist, barely enough to buy rice and lentils. Arjun, her son, was a boy with eyes that held a universe of curiosity. While his stomach was often empty, his mind was always hungry. He would sit by the dusty road, watching the children from the wealthier families walk towards the village school, their bags full of books and their chatter full of a world he could only dream of. He learned to read from scraps of old newspapers he found blowing in the wind, painstakingly tracing the letters in his finger in the dirt. "Ma," he would ask at night, as they shared their simple meal of roti and salt, "when I learn to read all the words in the world, can we buy a house with a roof that doesn't cry when it rains?" Lakshmi would pull him close, her heart aching with a love so fierce it could move mountains. "One day, my son," she would whisper, "you will not just read the words, you will write your own story, and it will be a great one." Seeing this unquenchable fire in her son, Lakshmi made a solemn vow. She began to save, a coin at a time, in a small tin box hidden beneath a loose floor brick. She took on extra work, her nights becoming even shorter, her body even more tired. Finally, after a year of tireless sacrifice, the tin box was heavy enough. With tears of joy blurring her vision, she enrolled Arjun in the school. There was no money for new things. A kind neighbor, whose own son had just graduated, gifted Arjun his old uniform. It was a pale blue, faded from countless washes, with a neatly sewn patch on the elbow. The trousers were a bit too long, but as Arjun put it on for the first time, he felt like a king wearing his royal robes. He looked at his reflection in a shard of a broken mirror and saw not a poor boy in a worn-out shirt, but a scholar on the verge of a great adventure. His life fell into a demanding rhythm. His day began in the pre-dawn darkness, helping Lakshmi carry heavy baskets of vegetables to the village market. His small hands would scrub carrots and stack tomatoes before he'd run the 2 kilometers to school. He never walked, he ran, as if he afraid he might miss a single word of a lesson. In the classroom, he was a sponge, absorbing every piece of knowledge, his hand always the first in the air. His teacher, a kind man named Mr. Sharma, saw the extraordinary spark in him. The journey was not easy. Other children would sometimes point at his patched uniform or his worn-out sandals. "Look at the market boy," they would sneer. Arjun never fought back with his fists. He fought back with his grades. Every taunt became a fuel, every laugh a reason to study harder. After school, while his classmates played cricket, Arjun would race back to the market to help his mother, and then find other work. He delivered hot, sweet tea in little glasses to the tired shopkeepers, his voice a familiar "Chai, garam chai" in the evening bustle. At night, their tiny hut would be lit by the soft flickering glow of a single kerosene lamp. While Lakshmi mended clothes, Arjun would sit on the floor, his precious few books spread before him. He treated them like treasures, their pages filled with worlds of science, history, and mathematics. Often, sleep would try to claim him, his head nodding with exhaustion, but the image of his mother's tired smile would jolt him awake. He had made a promise to her and to himself. He would not fail. The days turned into weeks, the weeks into months, and the months into years. Arjun grew taller, and the faded uniform grew tighter. But as his body grew, so did his mind. The day of his final school exams arrived, and Arjun wrote with a confidence born from years of relentless effort. When the results were announced, a crowd gathered around the school notice board. A cheer went up. Arjun, the boy from the mud hut, had not just passed, he had topped the entire district. Lakshmi cried when she heard the news, her tears washing away years of hardship and fatigue. Arjun's success earned him a full scholarship to a renowned university in the bustling city of Mumbai. Leaving his mother and his village behind was the hardest thing he had ever done, but they both knew it was the only path forward. Years passed. Arjun, fueled by the same determination, excelled at the university. He worked part-time at a library to send money home every month. Finally, graduation day came, and soon after, he landed a coveted job as a software engineer in a large multinational company. One day, a shiny new car drove down the dusty lane of his old village, stopping right in front of the little mud hut. The villagers stared as a handsome, well-dressed young man stepped out. It was Arjun. He had come home. He found Lakshmi, her hair now streaked with gray, sitting outside, her hands still busy weaving a basket. She looked up and for a moment didn't recognize the confident man before her. Then she saw his eyes, the same curious, determined eyes. "Arjun," she cried, rushing into his arms. "I've come to take you home, Ma," he said, his voice thick with emotion. He drove her to the city, to a beautiful, spacious apartment building with a uniformed guard at the gate. He led her into a bright, airy home. There was a soft sofa, a large television, and a kitchen with a gas stove, and a faucet that produced clean water with a simple turn. He led her to a balcony that overlooked a garden full of flowers. Lakshmi touched everything in wonder, tears streaming down her face. This was a world she never even dared to dream of. Standing on the balcony, feeling the cool evening breeze, Arjun put his arm around his mother. He said, "You see, Ma, the roof here will never cry when it rains." Arjun's story serves as a powerful testament to the human spirit. It reminds us that your starting point in life doesn't determine your end. It doesn't matter how worn your clothes are or how empty your pockets may be. What matters is the richness of your dreams and the strength of your will. Never make excuses for your circumstances. Let them be the reason you work harder. Refuse to give up, for with every drop of sweat and every moment of effort, you are laying the foundation for the beautiful house you deserve.